Hi guys, in this video we are going to look at the summing amplifier. So we'll solve for the output voltage. So solve for V out. Since we know that the V plus is grounded, it means the V plus will be equals to 0. And by the effect of the negative feedback, we also know that V plus will be equals to the V minus. Therefore, now that we know the value for the V minus, let's solve for E1, E2, and E3 in order to come up with an expression relating V1 with relating V out with V1 and V2. So the currents can be found, the current E1, E2, and E3 can be found by applying Ohm's law. So let's apply Ohm's law. So by applying Ohm's law, we know E1 should be equals to the voltage across the resistor R1 divided by R1. So the voltage across will be V1 minus V minus over R1. But since we know V minus is equals to 0, E1 will be equals to V1 over R1. Likewise, E2 will be equals to the voltage across across R2 over E2. So it will be equals to V2 minus V minus over R2. Again, as V minus is equals to 0, E2 will be equals to V2 over R2. And E3 will also be equals to voltage across R3 divided by R3. So V out minus V minus over R3. Again, V minus is equals to 0, so it will be equals to V out over R3. Sorry. Like the last problem, let's assume that no current enters the non-inverting terminal, because as we know, for an ideal op-amp, the input resistance is infinite, so there would not be current in this section. Therefore, we can apply Kirchhoff's junction rule to combine E1, E2, and E3. So let me write here E1 plus E2 plus E3 will be equals to 0. Therefore, E3 is equals to minus E1 minus E2. Now, by plugging the above results into this equation, we get, so we found here E3 is equals to V out over R3. Therefore, V out is equals to R3 E3. But we know that E3 is equals to minus E1 minus E2. So V out to be equals to minus, because E1 is equals to R3 over R1 V1 minus again R3 times E2. This is E2 V2. We can rearrange it properly and write, we'll bring the minus out and get R3 R1 V1 plus R3 R2 V2. Now, if the resistors are all the same, so let's say R1 equals to R2 equals to R3, then we can get the V out to be equals to minus V1 plus V2. But here we notice that the sum is negative. Therefore, to get a positive sum, we can add an inverting amplifier at this output so that it will invert the sign of the V out. So it will look something like this. So here we have V out already, which is equals to this value minus V1 plus V2, which we now feed it as an input of the second stage amplifier. This second stage amplifier is an inverting amplifier. Therefore, at its output, it will invert, it will change the sign. That is why we will get the final output voltage to be positive. So V1 plus V2. But let's try to remember how this is done through the second stage amplifier, which is an inverting amplifier. So as we know, since the V plus is grounded, it will have a 0 volt, and by the effect of the negative feedback, the V plus will be equals to the V minus. We can now calculate the current here in R4 and R5 to get, so R4 here right now will be equals to the voltage, no, the E4, sorry, will be equal to the voltage across R4 here over R4. So E4 will be equals to V out minus V minus over R4. But we know V minus, so here is V minus. We know V minus is equals to 0, so we get E4 to be V out over R4. Likewise, we can get E5 to be equals to the voltage across R5 over R5. So that is V final, VF minus V minus over R5. So since V minus is 0, E5 will go to V final, this one, over R5. Now, we know that by Kirchhoff's junction rule, E4 plus E5 should be equals to 0 because no current enters the negative terminal of the amplifier due to the fact that for an ideal op amp, the input resistance is infinite. Therefore, we get E5 to be equals to negative E4. So we can now find that from this expression, I'll write it here, from this expression here, find that the V final will be equals to E5. What is E5? Sorry, the E final will be equals to so yeah, taking this expression, E5 times R5 5. But we know that the E5 is equals to minus E4, right? And E4 is giving us V out over R4. So we can write, so minus E4 will be this, so it will be R5 to be minus, for this the minus here, R5 over R4 times V out. So likewise, if we take R4 and R5 to be the same value, then the V final will be equal to minus V out. So here we show that V final will have an opposite sign of V out. So since V out is negative, V final will be is negative V plus V1 plus V2. V final will be positive V1 plus V2. So I hope you get it. Sorry for the small writings. Okay, so see you in the next videos.